Hey! Hi! How you doing? This is the Gamertron and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. On today's video, I am joined by the very lovely Malachi of Malachaai Games.
Hey, how you guys doing? Every time you do that introduction, Ryan, you do this countdown, and I'm so tempted to completely mess it up, and I think, no, you'll kill me if I do, so I'm just being good. I'm going, hi, how's everybody doing?
You're on the other side of the world. I find that very difficult. I do have psychic abilities, but the most I can do is slightly annoy my brother with them and have him stare at me awkwardly like, Ryan, what are you doing? But for those of you who don't know, Malachi runs an awesome YouTube channel and an even more awesome Twitch channel, which she is so devoted to. Please follow her on Twitch. There will be a link in the description and in the comment section below. Please follow her. I beg you, please.
Thanks, Ryan. That's really sweet of you. Yeah, so.
Anyways, 2015! Quite an interesting year for games, I must say.
No, I didn't get around to playing half the games I wanted to. There were just so many really good games. But yeah, it's been a great year for video games. And if I remember correctly, we weren't terribly optimistic, or at least I wasn't very optimistic about the games for this year, and they turned out to be really good. So yeah.
Yes, many of which I didn't get to play, but you had the wonderful opportunity to play. Some indie games, some very story-based heavy games, like stuff I really wanted to play, but I just got swamped by so many others. So I'd like to go over some of those games, some of those indie and story titles I didn't get a chance to touch.
Yeah, I kind of, for my Twitch channel, I play a lot of indie games because it just makes sense for me. Being in Africa, my internet connection isn't wonderful, so I naturally have a soft spot for indie games, and it works for me because I gravitate towards them and I stream them and I play them and everything. So yeah, I played a number of really good games this year, and a couple of the titles was King's Quest, which I think is a remake of an older game. There was also something called the Talos Principle, which, technically speaking, came out for computer for PC and Mac last year, very end of last year, but then it was released for PlayStation and Android this year. So we kind of decided to cheat ever so slightly and talk about Talos this year, even though technically for Microsoft Windows and OS X and whatever, it came out last year, but that was brilliant. And then of course there's the absolutely beautiful Ori and the Blind Forest, which is just absolutely stunning. I'm still busy playing that, but yeah, I can tell you a little bit more about that. So the first of those three games that I played was King's Quest, it's a really cool little game. I've only played the first chapter, and it's about a king who's telling his granddaughter the story of how he became king, from what I understand. So it's all his adventures and all that kind of thing, and it's beautifully done in this really sort of relaxed, animated kind of feel. And you have to go around solving puzzles. It's not very action based. You literally just walk around. It's not. You can't explore the environment as much as I'd like to be honest. You have very set paths of where you can and can't go. And then you collect things and you interact with characters in the game, and you do that, solve puzzles, and that's basically what the game is about. But I like that it's in a chapter format. I don't think it isn't a Telltale game, but it's kind of that sort of game. But what I really like is the richness of the animation and the cell shading and that type of thing. It's beautifully done. The gameplay is quite smooth, so I enjoyed that. And it's very simple. I was expecting it to be more complicated, but it's very easy to get into, very simple. Yeah, but it's kind of, you have to solve a puzzle, but it's a chain reaction type thing. So you have to do this and find that before you can do that, and then you put those things together, and then you've got to go find this person, and then you do that. So it's pretty cool in that sense. It looks simple, but it's quite complicated.
Ah, I see. And I know you've played a great deal of Telltale games, and King's Quest has a lot of similarities to Telltale games. However, is there anything that you think King's Quest does better compared to other Telltale games?
I think Telltale games for me, I've only played one Telltale game, and that was The Wolf Among Us, which was brilliant.
Oh, fantastic game.
Oh my god, it was really good. What I felt there wasn't a lot of movement in the characters. The cutscenes, there were cutscenes in that sort of way, but with this, I think you can play your character more. You can make him do things more than you could with The Wolf Among Us. I don't know if that's just me. It just feels more. I feel more
Alive?
involved, more alive. Yeah, your character just seems more alive, more animated. You can control him more. There's more interaction. There's more connectivity, I think, with the character, if you want to put it that way. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Apparently, there are 5 parts between this year and next year. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next part. I'm not too sure when that's being released, but it should be cool. It's not fully point and click. But yeah, it's fine. It's cool. It's great fun to play. It does feel a little stilted in places because I can't. I'm sorry, it's hard to explain. It's you kind of have to use your W, A, S, and D keys to move them around a bit, and that kind of gets like you can't get him exactly where you want him to be. But it's fine. It's interesting. I'm hoping that they maybe work on that for the next episode, but we'll see. It's good.
One last thing about King's Quest I wanted to bring up, though. I noticed it's a very humorous game.
It is. It's very funny. I don't want to spoil too much of it for anybody who does want to go and play, but there are these trolls in the game, and they're kind of funny as well. They're very funny because they're quite stupid, really. And there's a part where there's this meeting that they have, and just the dialogue there is very funny. It's very interesting. And there is also this older couple who run it's almost like an apothecary, I suppose. They brew potions and that type of thing. And their interaction is quite funny too. I think there are a lot of little jokes that younger kids may not get, but yeah, it's good. It's interesting. It's fun. I'm enjoying it.
King's Quest. Check it out, everybody. Okay, next game on the agenda, Talos Principle, the game we're cheating a bit with. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Talos Principle.
Oh my god, Talos Principle is just unbelievable. It has an amazing amount of depth in terms of the puzzles. It's a very, very strong, complicated type of puzzler. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's going on with the story. From what I can understand is at some point in the future. And the environment that you're in is a very sort of broken down, derelict, I don't know, town, city, place, wherever you want to be. So you've got, and it looks like this place that you are has been, it was destroyed a long time ago because it's all overgrown and there's lots of vegetation and trees and things. But there are broken buildings, and it's almost like going to the Colosseum in Rome, I suppose. So you have this broken down stone and there are columns lying around and that type of thing. And there are computer terminals that you can go to and sort of get a bit more of the story. But I haven't really been doing that. So what you have to do is locate these sigils, they look kind of like Tetris shapes. So you have to solve puzzles and open doors using these jammer units, portable jammer units. So you pick these things up and it almost looks like a camera on a tripod, and you point them at the door, and you have to activate these doors and open and close them, and you get these sort of hovering metal balls that shoot lasers, so you can die, and you have to find ways to...
Wait. Did you say floating metal balls that shoot lasers?
Yes. It's kind of strange. They're huge. And if you get too close to them, you activate them and you get shot and you die. So you got to be really careful.
Oh, you can die in this game.
You can die in this puzzle game. You can die in this puzzle game. So you got to be pretty careful. So yeah, you have to find ways to stop these things or deactivate them or destroy them, and then open and close these gates that are basically, it looks like I don't know, force field or something, using these jammer units. So you open and close those, and the whole object is to locate these puzzle pieces. And once you have them, these objects you collect get activated in this terminal in the main building, and it's opening something. I'm not sure what. I'm still really sort of I'm near the beginning of the game still, I think. But it's brilliant. It's beautifully done. You play as a robot, which looks like something from iRobot, the movie. I think of that character. I feel like that character. So you can play, I think you can play in first or third person. I can't remember now.
I believe you can.
Yeah.
From the screenshots I see,
Yeah,
I believe
yeah.
you can switch between the two.
Yeah. It's really well done. The movement is very, very fluid. It's easy to pick up. The puzzles are very tricky, very difficult. They start off quite easily, and then they escalate quite. Yeah, you have to really think to get these things done. You don't have any boss fights or anything like that. It's not that kind of game. You're literally just going through the game, trying to retrieve these puzzle pieces. There are different levels. I think I'm on like level 6 or 7 now. So you go through a portal into an environment, into an area, and you have a number of puzzle pieces that you have to collect. You go through like a purple force field type gateway, and then you're in this area, and then you have to get this piece by activating and deactivating doors using these jammers. In terms of graphics, it's rich, it's beautiful. It is an indie game. It's an indie game developed by a Croatian developer, published by Devolver.
Cryo Team, if I'm
Cryo
right.
Team, exactly, and it's published by Devolver Digital. And it's amazing. It is really, really well done. This is what I like about some of these smaller developers. They take their time with them. They're not churning out money makers. They're putting their hearts and souls into it. They're producing top quality, absolutely stunning games, which are... They're ticking all the boxes, to use a terrible turn of phrase. I really hate that phrase, but it's beautiful to look at. It's easy to operate. It's fucking difficult. It's long. It's a big game. It's a long, big game. The environment is huge. And it's just so very, very well made. I am very keen to see what else they produce, because the Talos Principle is amazing. It's very, very good. I'm enjoying it very much. So...
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
Even though we are cheating a bit with that game, like I can
Still a bit.
obviously see the passion you have for this game. It seems like a very unique game, and I'm well aware of the developers Cryo Team. They made the Serious Sam game, some of the craziest first-person shooters out there.
It's insane. I mean, you play as an android robot type thing, and then there is a disembodied voice at the beginning of the game who calls itself Elohim. And so you have to, you're told to explore and collect these sigils and that type of thing, and it sort of just it kind of unravels itself as you're going through the game. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. I'm enjoying it. So yeah,
Fascinating game. Fascinating game. It doesn't really matter what year it came out. It is worth taking a look,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, it's very, very good. Yeah, I think you should. I mean, I suppose we could get away with it, because if you're playing it on PS4, it came out this year. So for those of you
Exactly.
PS4, it's a 2015 game. Go pick it up. It's really cool. It's
Okay, one last indie title. And this indie title I actually kind of got to experience with you on your magnificent live stream. The game that kind of brought everybody to tears. Ori and the Blind Forest. So let's hear it.
Oh my word! I get goosebumps just thinking about Ori and the Blind Forest. It is it's beautiful. It is. Oh my god! It's you play as this little white creature with a tail, this little animal. I don't even know exactly what he is. He's a white guardian spirit whose name is Ori. And initially he makes a friend, and the world they're in starts dying, and the friend basically sacrifices himself for Ori to live. And I cried at the beginning of this game when Ori's friend dies. I cried on my live stream. It was very embarrassing, but it's beautiful. The graphics are they're unbelievable. It's a platformer for all intents and purposes. You can move left and right. You can't really go backwards and forwards. So that's all you've got. It's very similar to another game I played called Glare. It reminds me a lot of that, but we're not going to talk about Glare now because Glare's not 2015 anyway. But Ori and the Blind Forest is amazing. It's Very, very detailed. It's beautiful. And you're basically on a journey to restore the world from what I can understand. Again, I'm quite still quite near the beginning of the game, and I'm still figuring out a lot of things. In fact, I'm stuck on a freaking puzzle at the moment. I have to jump, and it's difficult. I have to jump down, and I have done this thing freaking repeatedly, and I just can't do it. So I'm stuck in a spot at the moment. I think I may need to go and explore somewhere else on the map. But anyway, yeah, you have to solve puzzles, same kind of thing, but it's more. There's a lot more action than Talos Principle, and you jump on things, you swing on things. There are these weird spiders and crazy things that come out, and you shoot them. You have a thing called a what is it called? It's the the ability tree, I think it's called. So you can upgrade even that. The way you upgrade your abilities and your leveling up, whatever you want to call it, is so beautifully done. It's not just a case of here you go, pick your abilities, choose which one you want to use, whatever, and there you go. It's done in like these very organic shapes and circles, and it's everything. The attention to detail is amazing. It's absolutely stunning. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Your character is so tiny, but he's so vibrant. He almost glows. He's gorgeous, and you feel for him just in the way that they've designed his movement. He gets scared sometimes, and he'll retreat into himself almost, or if he's about to jump, he'll gather himself before he jumps. And it's these little things. It's incredible. The music is very beautiful as well. It's quite gentle. I've had a few people on my stream say, this is so soothing. I come to watch Ori because I think I'm going to fall asleep. I'm like, please don't fall asleep on my stream. It's terrible. Don't do that to me. But yes, it's amazing. And you have this map which kind of guides you and reveals itself as you reach new areas. So it'll show you where you need to be. So it shows you your objective. At the moment, I'm looking for the spirit tree, and I can see it. It's a freaking circle off to the way right of the screen. I've got to scroll all the way over there, and I don't know how to get there. I can see the parts of the map that have been revealed to me, but I cannot see where I need to go next. It's where you've been is revealed, and that's about it. So yeah, later on in the game, I can collect like health shards and energy shards and upgrades and abilities and all that kind of thing. So yeah, you can grow your character in that way, where I don't think you can do that in the Talos Principle, but you can't really compare the two. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. But yeah, so you gain points on this little wheel, this like glowy, flaming wheel thing, and when you've got enough, then you can go and spend them and buy new abilities and things like that. So it's very cool. It's very pretty. It's difficult in that you've got to jump in just the right places and that type of thing. So I'm struggling with that a little bit. But it's lovely. It's beautiful. I love seeing these little games that are doing so well. And again, it's another indie developer. From Moon Studios, who I haven't heard of before.
Me neither. If I'm correct, and I could be mistaken, this is their first game, if I'm
really?
not mistaken.
I actually didn't know that. But yeah, I mean, if this is their first game, then I am dying to see what else they can produce. It's crazy. It's really, really, it's stunning. Like, it's called a 2D open world platform game. So yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Oh man.
Yeah, he achieves things, or you can unlock things like a double jump and that sort of thing, and then he has a super, oh god, I don't know, this flame thing. It's just, it's beautiful. This tiny little character packs so much punch. It's amazing. And it's so cool because all the bad guys are so much bigger than him. So yeah, it's great. Yeah, my little character's badass. It's cool. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Ori seems to me like almost like the natural evolution of one of those like older titles that came out in the 80s and 90s, you know, like the old platformers, the old 8-bit pixely platformers. This almost seems like a natural evolution. It's got that hand-drawn art style. It's has this, basically an RPG system almost, like you're leveling up and selecting skills and gaining new abilities.
Exactly.
It seems like it's taking stuff from games of today and games of old and making this wonderful little mish.
It is. It's really slick. It's very, very You say hand drawn, and yes, it is, but it's very slick. It's very beautifully done. Your graphics look three-dimensional almost, so it's really interesting in that respect. It looks like you can go into it, sort of further into it, but you can't. It's a platformer, left to right, freaking scrolling platformer. But yeah, it's very, very pretty to look at. I am thoroughly enjoying it, and what I really like is that it's getting your emotions involved. It's not just a jump here, kill that, collect that type of thing. Your heart breaks for this little character at the beginning. It's really, really sad. And oh my god, I gave you spoilers. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely game.
It happens at the beginning of the game, like in the first 5 minutes. I don't think it's much of a
I
spoiler.
know.
I was there. I cried with you. That was so sad.
I had no idea though. I tend to play my games completely blind. I don't mind help. In fact, I freaking encourage it. But I don't look at games. I will look at what people have thought and felt about them. And if it comes highly recommended, then I'll play it. But I won't look at what it's about or look into it too much. So I had no idea what was going to happen. I should have probably paid attention when someone said, Mel, you'll cry. Like, nah, I won't cry. I'll be fine. Yeah, I cried. I really did. So yeah, those are the, three of the sort of indie games that I've been playing on stream.
Now there are some. Let's move a bit. I guess upper echelons a bit. Not to say that these indie games are in a way a lesser game. They are spectacular games that I recommend, as well as you wholeheartedly recommend. But to get to the more big blockbuster titles, some of the more big AAA games that you and I both got to play this year. Well, let's start with one that you and I have been playing as much as we possibly can. Star Wars.
Oh my god, yes, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Oh my god. Okay, so I pre-ordered this game, and I was really nervous having pre-ordered this game because people were saying, I'm not going to pre-order this game. I don't want to get this game. It's not going to be good. And I was really nervous because so many people were giving it negative feedback before the damn game even came out. And I was like, I don't understand why. Why would you do this before you've even seen it, really? I mean, we've seen the trailers, we played the beta, and it was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed the beta. I really, really did. Battlefront is incredible. I haven't played any of the other Battlefront games. I haven't played any Battlefield games. So I don't know if there's a connection. I'm a horrible gamer. Sorry, there you have it.
No, you're not.
No.
You're a different gamer. I'm a different gamer.
Ryan.
You guys watching are different gamers.
Ryan, in terms of knowing much about the history of these things, I don't follow it, so oh well. But yeah, Battlefront on its own, looking at Star Wars Battlefront 2015, it is phenomenal. I am completely blown away by the little things in the game. The sound is just incredible. From what I understand, they actually took it from the actual Star Wars movies, so it is true. It hasn't been recreated. It's their sound. Is that correct?
Exactly. They ripped it straight from the film.
They did. It's perfect. It's great. It's amazing. The only thing that I don't like, you know what I'm going to say, right?
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's the
let's
way
hear it.
Darth Vader walks. I'm sorry. Darth Vader does not strut. Darth Vader is a fucking Sith Lord. He strides, and they got his walk wrong. I am so disappointed. It's like, come on, that is not how Darth Vader walks. But other than that, I can live with it. I love the game. It's, of course, in Luke Skywalker's face is another sad point of it. Yeah, it's great. I'm enjoying the gameplay. I'm enjoying the simplicity of it. I love the fact that you have such huge lobbies. You can get so many people into it, because with games that you and I have played before, Titanfall and obviously Mass Effect, you have 7 people wanting to play. You can only fit 4 people in a Mass Effect lobby. It's kind of sad. So yeah, you can get everybody and their mother in the game as well. So it's really cool. I'm loving the fact that they have so many options for the game. I mean, you've got Walker Assault and Blast and different formats and different maps and different characters, and it's just, they've given us so much, and you still find people bitching about, it hasn't got this, and why did we not get that? Suck it up, people. It's a great game. I'm enjoying it.
I can understand one complaint. I understand more multiplayer games like have more maps, but you gotta look at it this way. These maps were intricately detailed, down to the tiniest of details. They went to the actual film sets, they took pictures, and they used a whole new format, as well as had to build everything from scratch within their new graphics engine. I'm not saying that there aren't other multiplayer games with more maps, but the maps available in Battlefront, well, they're some of the best maps you're ever going to see in a multiplayer game.
Yeah, they're very good. They're huge. The maps are enormous. There's so much there's so much scope. I mean, every time I die, and we all know that's really often, unless you do a partner start, I end up right at the beginning, and it takes forever to get to where I was because the maps are just that big. Yeah, and they're great. They're greatly detailed too. There's a lot of effort put into every single inch of these games, or these maps at least. It's just, there's a lot to enjoy. The weapons are great. What I am finding is it takes a hell of a long time to level up. I don't think I've taken this long to level up in a game for a while.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Titanfall, like, it didn't take nearly this long.
Not at all. So that's fine. That's enjoyable. I'm also finding it, I'm quite a low level because I don't get to play Battlefront very often. I play it when I stream it basically, and because I have a really heavy schedule in terms of work and streaming and all the rest of it, I don't get a chance to play very often, so I'm pretty low. The people I'm playing with are very high, and it's kind of difficult because you get into a game and a lot of people are very high level, and it's hard to hold your own if you're a low level because the more you level up, as you know, the better your weapons get. So I'm playing with these piddly little guns, and I want Han Solo's pistol, and I need that freaking pistol. But yeah, it's fine.
Granted, if I were to interrupt, and I apologize for my interruption, this is a legitimate problem with the game. Han Solo's blaster does way too much damage,
I want the gun.
Yeah, it just, I get it. It's like it's Han Solo's blaster. Exactly. It's one of the most famous guns in Star Wars, but, well, what's the point of using the other guns if everyone's going to use Han Solo's blaster?
Exactly.
I feel almost like I'm being forced to use it when I want to use, like, your favorite rifle, the E11, or the heavy blaster, something like that.
It's true. It is true. I feel like, am I really that bad? Okay, maybe I am. I don't know. But I am hitting somebody. I am getting repeated headshots, and they're not dropping. And it's like, come on, dude, he hits me in the chest or the knee, and I'm down, I'm dead, I'm out. I'm like, what just happened there? So that's weird. What I am enjoying is the vehicles. The vehicles are a lot of fun.
Oh, yes.
Oh my goodness, flying a TIE fighter or an X-Wing, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe this. With the first time when I was doing the tutorial, I'm like, I've got to phone my dad and tell him, Daddy, I'm flying a TIE fighter. My dad introduced me to Star Wars, so yeah, thank you, Daddy. But yeah, and those land speeders are amazing. Trees do not stand a chance when I'm playing.
Are you sure it's not the other way around?
No. Yeah.
Because I'm sure those trees are really well acquainted with your face.
Yeah, a little bit. What's really cool is if you're playing a co-op with a friend, what happens is your lives are shared. So if you accidentally use up all the lives, your friend is screwed. I'm sorry, Ryan. Yeah, we were playing. What were we doing? We were playing that land speeder game.
We were dual streaming.
That's right.
I believe.
Yeah, we were doing a dual stream.
And we tried to do the Endor speeder bike
That's
race.
right. I crashed your stream. That's what happened. I'd finished. I crashed your stream. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's completely sidetracked there, just a little bit. Yeah, from my point of view, Star Wars Battlefront is a great game. I am finding it frustrating in that it's taking forever to level up. I kind of think I might have enjoyed it if they'd had a little bit of balancing. I don't know Ryan, what do you call it? I'm half asleep at state.
I know. I think balance is the right word. They could do with some more balancing, like with Han Solo's blaster, spawn points, leveling up. It is an overall just the balancing act and the pacing of how everything unlocks and such.
Yeah, that too, and also okay, I'm a complete scrub here because the word has completely eluded me for a moment. What do they call it when you have they separate people? High levels play with high levels and low levels play with
matchmaking.
Thank you very much. I knew that word. I wish they had matchmaking in this game. To be honest, I think it might help. If you could have the choice of matchmaking, that would help.
Because right now it's basically a free-for-all. You click the game mode and you just join what's ever there.
Sorry, yeah, kind of. I would like to know that I'm getting into a game with people who are on the same level as me, same ability as me, because it's fucking soul destroying. You're getting in, you're dying 37 times in a row. But yeah, anyway.
Anyway, one last thing about Battlefront. You've played quite a few third-person and first-person shooters. How does Battlefront compare? Like, how's the gameplay to you?
Okay, well, I started off playing third-person games, and I really struggled with first-person. And in certain games, I still struggle because they're first-person. But what's really cool about Battlefront is you have the choice. You can play third-person or you can play first-person. And even in third-person, you can decide which side you're playing from. So you have the option of left or right, which is really cool. So I like that they've given you that much option. Yeah, it's cool. I love that. So I'm actually finding that I'm playing more first person than I used to in Battlefront. It just makes more sense to me. Weirdly enough, yeah. But it's
awesome. Now, one last other AAA game that you and I that's a word, played quite a bit this year. Oh, I combined the words quite and played and made one word, and it sounded stupid.
No, look at you, all Englishing and everything, huh?
Oh God, Englishing, that's a thing now. Anyways, the other big AAA game you and I spent quite a bit of time playing, a game that actually surprised the hell out of me that you wanted to play and you enjoyed so much, Dying Light.
Oh my God, Dying Light. I saw previewed it. Was it E3 last year? I think it might have been last year, even the year before. I don't know. Anyway, it just looked absolutely amazing, possibly because of the song Run Boy Run. And the trailer was just ridiculously amazing. I don't like horror games. I do not play horror games at all. But this is zombies, and I kind of overlooked that because of the movement in the game. I love the fact that with the free running and the parkour and all that kind of thing, it's just ridiculous. Absolutely love it. I find that once I've been playing, even if it's for half an hour, if I'm playing Dying Light for half an hour or whatever, I find it really hard to go and play something like Battlefront. There's no parkour. It's like, where the hell is the parkour? I can't do this. Dying Light's movement is amazing. You start running and it's like a natural rhythm you get into. You can jump from roofs of buildings and roll onto the ground and then pick yourself up and off you go, and you just kind of keep going. I love that about the game. It's amazing. It's absolutely
and you can climb almost every wall. Yes. I have yet to find a wall I cannot climb up on.
Yes, except the fences where we can't get into the safe zone.
Oh yeah, fences.
We freak out in a very big way. But apart from that, yeah, I love that they've made it so fluid, so intuitive. The movement in the game is amazing. Absolutely love it. The number of ways you have to kill a zombie is incredible as well.
Like, how many weapons we got? Swords, knives, axes, sickles, hammers, baseball bats.
Absolutely. We've got blocks of concrete on the end of, what's that, the rebar, I think it's called?
Yeah, rebar, yeah.
We've got that. Oh my word, that's my favorite thing in the whole world. You just, like, pound a freaking zombie into the ground. It's divine. We've got explosives, Molotov cocktails, all that kind of thing. What's really cool is you can modify your weapons to anywhere you want to, which is really great. So you can take a sickle and turn it into an electric sickle. Ryan has done the most incredible thing with his weapons. I'm so freaking jealous.
You can do that too. We just need to find you more blueprints.
I know. I think we're going to play some more Dying Light. What do you think?
Yes,
we need to
yes.
We need to do a multi-stream.
Are you ready for the zombies, though?
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready for the zombies, though? Let's talk about the zombies for a sec.
Please, Ryan, please. I can take on zombies now. It's really cool. When I first...
Oh, no, I get that, but just, like, how many different zombies they are and how well detailed they are. Like, I've seen games like The Walking Dead. I've played earlier zombies games like Left 4 Dead, and I've never played a zombie game with such dynamic zombies.
And the fact that they change at night as well. I mean, you play during the day and you face one type of zombie and they're fine. You can run over them. You can literally run over them. And they're fairly not timid, but they're easy to defeat unless there are too many of them. And then at night you have these other things that just come at you. And at first we didn't think we could defeat them, and then I think I killed one by accident. It's like, oh my god, we killed them, we can do this. And yeah, now we just kill these as a matter of course. So the types of zombies is, I don't even know how many there are, maybe 8, 9 kinds of zombies or something, I'm not sure. Get these disgusting things that explode green stuff all over you. But yeah, initially my plan was to stealth Dying Light. I was not going to have to kill a zombie. That had to change, because killing zombies is the best fun ever. It's just, there is a storyline to it. Not a terribly strong story. It has a storyline. It's a fairly linear storyline. You go from one mission to the next, and it's there. But I'm not even really paying attention to that, because beating the crap out of a zombie is so much fun. You know, it's great. I love it. I love Dying Light. It's good fun.
It kind of seems like the gameplay is so, like, I guess crazy is a good way to define it. The gameplay is so crazy, and it has a very safe story. It doesn't go crazy as, like, the gameplay will allow you to.
I don't think the storyline was ever meant to be a strong point. It's not a Mass Effect or a Dragon Age. It's not that type of strength of story. This is just, okay, there's a storyline to keep the action going. That is how I feel about Dying Light storyline, quite honestly. I don't know how anybody else feels about it, but that's my take on it. The storyline is there as very secondary to the actual gameplay and the action. So, yeah.
So is there any other closing thoughts you'd like to give us on Dying Light, or any of the other amazing games that came out this year in 2015?
I think amazing is the key word there. There have been so many amazing games, and I'm thinking of another one in particular now. I don't know, we've run out of time, so I can't even mention.
Oh, we haven't run out of time. If there's one last game you've wanted to mention, please feel free to bring it up.
There is.
And that game is?
It's called Numa, Breath of Life. It's also an indie game. And I actually saw a friend of mine playing it, and he was streaming it, and I thought, oh my god, I've got to play this game. It's beautiful. Also a puzzle game. Very, very interesting. You play as this character who thinks he's God initially, because everything changes around him. Again, the environment is beautiful. I have a thing for puzzle games as well. You've obviously picked that up. But yeah, I'm not going to talk to you too much about Numa, just that it's very, very cool. The puzzles are easier than Talos Principle, and they're more varied. So it's really, really interesting. You have to do different things in it. So yeah, it's also moving through this environment, trying to figure out what exactly is going on, and as you play through it, you kind of discover more about yourself as this character who thinks he's God. So yeah, I would really recommend Numa Breath of Life as well. Please go check that out. Who was it brought out by? It was developed and published by Deco Digital and Bevel Studios. So yeah, it's brilliant. Very, very cool. Very cool little game.
Thank you so much for that recommendation, Malachaai. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We've been talking for over half an hour, and that's amazing that we can just talk about games for so long, and the great games we've played this year. And thank you so much for sharing these wonderful games you got to play this year. Yeah, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our audience before we part?
Not really. Just that there are so many games that I didn't get to play that I still like to pick up. So even though 2016 is looking really promising for video games, I know there's already one that I am pre-ordering, another indie game. There are so many that I still want to have a look at going into the new year from 2015, because it's been a great year for video games, and we've been very, very lucky. So yeah, if you haven't played every single game released, give it a shot, because there's plenty really good games released this year.
Time and money is not a concern. You heard Malachaai
exactly.
Play everything.
Beg and plead.
Anyways, again, Malachaai, thank you so much for coming on the show. Everyone, please check out Malachi's Twitch and YouTube channels. Links in the description and in the comments section. Thank you so much again for stopping by, Malachaai, and we will see you all later.